The snap-tight assembly system locks end channels to all sheets without the need for tools or fasteners. To assemble each panel, the perimeter channels are secured to the top and bottom of each sheet. Gently tap the channel over the snap-tight lugs and work your way along the sheet. Each channel should be fit to the center of each sheet. Simply tap the channel along until it's aligned. We're going to join our spliced channels now. Basically, we're just joining a pair of channels together to make a longer one. There are three parts: a left channel, a right channel, and the joiner. Looking at the part numbers, you'll see that the left channel has the letter L and the right channel has the letter R at the end of the part number. There are also printed arrows pointing to the end of the channel that needs to be joined. The joiner, called a CSJ, needs to be put in the right way to match the channel. Make sure that you've got the long sides matched up. Place the CSJ centered on the end and press in as shown until you hear it click. Repeat this with the other side and then make sure that both halves are butted up against one another. Do this for the rest of the splice channels in the pack before beginning construction. Let's assemble our ridge beam. To make the 3 meter long ridge beam, we'll need the left piece, a 97 ALR, the right piece, which is another 97 ALR, the joiner, which is a ZASP, and 8 Tech screws with neoprene washers. The first step is to remove the protective film that covers the capping of the ridge beam pieces. Take both ridge beam pieces and make sure you have them orientated the way shown, and then turn them over. Slide the capping of one under the other and then push them together until the hat sections are flush. Place the ZASP into the underside, making sure that it's centered. Then turn the beam back over. We need to fix both halves of the beam to the ZASP using 8 Tech screws. Make a mark 10 mm from the top cap as shown. Then make 3 more marks 50 mm apart. Then mark the 4 on the other side. That's all 8. Now get the Tech screws with the neoprene washers. Be careful not to over tighten and break the washer like this. Secure both halves of the splice ridge beam to the ZASP with 8 Tech screws with neoprene washers. Let's get started with the rear panel. To construct the rear panel, we're going to need one 55B channel, one 81B channel, two 30A sheets, and 2 of the 31A sheets. Lay out your sheets so that the two 31A sheets are on the inside and the two 30A sheets are on the outside. Overlap the sheets so that they sit flush top and bottom and the pre-punched holes along the edges are aligned. Once aligned, use 9 of the 10 mm self-tapping screws to fasten all the sheets together. Now that your screws are in, take the 55B channel and attach it to the top of the sheets using the snap-tight method. The channel will need to have the short side facing towards the outside of the panel. Use 2 of the 10 mm self-tapping screws to secure the channel and the CSJ. Repeat the process for the channel 81B, attaching it to the bottom of our sheets. Use 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws to secure the channel and the CSJ. This completes the rear wall assembly. Let's do the roof panel assembly. To construct the roof panel, we'll need one 60A channel, one 81E channel, 2 of the 86A lips, and 4 of the 49A sheets. Lay out the sheets, orientating them so there's a row of pre-punched holes all at the bottom of the sheets. Overlap the sheets by 1 rib, then secure using 6 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Take the 60A channel and attach it to the top of the sheets using the snap type method. The short side of the channel will need to face the outside. Take the 81A channel and attach it to the bottom of the sheets. Use 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws in the underside of the channel and CSJ to fasten them together. Now attach the 86A lip to the side of the sheets, sliding it between the sheet and the channels. Once it's in place, secure with 3 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Take the remaining 86A lip and slide it between the sheet and the channels on the other side. Once it's in position, secure with 3 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Once complete, repeat these steps to construct the other roof panel. Only proceed to the next step with 1. Flip the roof panel over and get easy access to the 60A channel. Take the ridge beam and slide it onto the 60A channel. The top of the ridge beam will face the outside. Line up the pre-punched holes, then secure the ridge beam with 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. That completes the roof panel assembly. Time for the side panel assembly. To make the side panel, we'll need one peak brace, one 83L channel, one 83R channel, one 81C channel, one 36L sheet, one 42D sheet, and one 36R sheet. Begin by laying out the sheets so that they're in the following order from left to right: 36L sheet, 42D sheet, and then the 36R sheet. Overlap the sheets by one rib and then secure all the sheets with 6 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Take the 83R channel and attach it to the top right of these sheets. Make sure that the short side of the channel is facing towards the outside of the panel. Take the 83L channel and attach it to the top left of the sheets. The channels will need to meet in the middle of the panel. Place the peak brace over the pre-punched holes in the top of the channels. Secure the peak brace with 6 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Take the 81C channel and attach it to the bottom of the sheets. Secure the channel and CSJ using 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Repeat all these steps for the other side panel. They're both exactly the same. Let's construct the left door panel. To make the left door panel, we'll need one 12A door plate, 2 pad bolts, two 58C channels, one 58A channel, two 91A jams, one 89C jam, and the door A sheet. To start, note the orientation of the sheet. The pre-punched holes for the door plate are on the right. Take the 89C jam and place it over the edge of the sheet which has the holes for the door plate. Use 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws to secure this jam to the sheet. Take the 58A channel and place it on the other side of the sheet. Make sure that the hinges can extend upwards towards the outside of the door. Use 3 of the 10mm self-tapping screws to fasten the channel to the sheet. Take the 58C channel and snap tight it onto the top of the sheet. This channel will go over the front of the existing channel and over the jam. Secure this jam with a 10mm self-tapping screw in each corner. Repeat this process for the other 58C channel, attaching it to the bottom of the sheet. Fasten with a 10mm self-tapping screw in each of the corners. Next, we'll attach the 12A door plate by placing it over the pre-punched holes midway up the door on the side of the sheet. Fix this door plate using 6 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Now, flip the sheet over. Take one of the 91A jams and place it over the diagonal row of pre-punched holes, sliding one face into the corner of the panel. Fasten one 10mm self-tapping screw through the sheet and into the jam. Use another 10mm self-tapping screw to fasten the other end of the jam to the sheet. Now do the same for the other 91A jam, sliding it into the corner and lining it with the pre-punched holes. Secure the jam and the corner channels using 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Use another 10mm self-tapping screw in the other end of the jam. We'll attach the pad bolts. For this, we'll need to use the supplied 4mm nuts and bolts. Place the pad bolt over the 4 pre-punched holes in the top of the sheet. From the underside of the sheet, push through the bolts and then finger tighten the nylock nuts. Now use pliers or a shifter to hold the nut and then use the drill to tighten up the bolts. Repeat this process for the other pad bolt at the bottom of the sheet, placing it over the holes and then using the 4 nuts and bolts. Flip the door back over and finish securing the jambs using 6 of the 10mm self-tapping screws along the diagonal holes. This completes our left door panel. Let's construct the right door panel. To make the right door panel, we'll need one 12A door plate, one pad bolt, one 58A channel, one 58B channel, two 58C channels, two 91A jambs, and the door B sheet. To start, note the orientation of the sheet. We have our holes for the door plate on the left. Take the 58B channel and place it over the edge of the sheet which has the holes for the door plate. Use 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws to secure this channel to the sheet. Take the 58A channel and place it on the other side of the sheet, making sure that the hinges can extend upwards towards the outside of the door. Use 3 of the 10mm self-tapping screws to fasten this channel to the panel. Take the 58C channel and use the snap tight method to attach it to the top of the sheet. This channel will go over the top of the sheet and over the front edges of the 58A and 58B channels. Use a 10mm self-tapping screw in each of the corners. Repeat this process with the other 58C channel, but on the bottom of the sheet. Again, using a 10mm self-tapping screw in each of the corners. Next, we'll attach the door plate and pad bolt. Position the door plate on the pre-punched holes midway up the sheet. Fasten it using a 10mm self-tapping screw. Next, take the pad bolt and position as shown. Fix using 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws and finish off with a final 10mm self-tapping screw. Flip the door panel over. Take one of the 91A jambs and place it over the diagonal row of pre-punched holes, sliding one face into the corner of the panel. Fasten one 10mm self-tapping screw through the sheet and into the jamb. Use 2 10mm self-tapping screws to secure the top corner channels. Use another 10mm self-tapping screw to fasten the other end of the jamb to the sheet. Now do the same for the other 91A jamb, sliding it into the corner and lining it with the pre-punched holes. Secure the end of the jamb and 2 bottom corner channels using 3 10mm self-tapping screws. Use another 10mm self-tapping screw in the other end of the jamb. Flip the door back over and finish securing the braces with 6 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. This completes our right door panel assembly. Time to start the front panel assembly. To construct the front panel, we'll need 155A channel, 155C channel, 179A channel, 2 of the 89A jambs, 1 90A jamb, and 2 of the 34A sheets. Position the 2 sheets with the gap in the middle, which will form the doorway. Make sure that the edge of the sheets with the narrower pan is towards the inside. Take an 89A jamb and place it over the inside edge of one of the sheets. Make sure that the holes align. Repeat this for the other 89A jamb. Secure the 2 jambs using 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Attach the 55A channel to the top of the sheets using the snap type method. The short side of the channel will need to face towards the outside of the sheets. Ensure the hole in the end of the jamb aligns with the outer hole in the channel. Repeat the process for the other sheet, ensuring that the hole in the end of the jamb aligns with the outer hole in the channel. Take the 90A jamb and place it into the channel. The notches in the end of the jamb will need to slide over the jambs of the door frame. Once the jamb is placed correctly, secure the channel at the end using 3 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Repeat this process for the other end of the 90A jamb, securing the channel with 3 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Now use 6 of the 10mm self-tapping screws to further secure the jamb to the channel, and then that channel to the CSJ. Use 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws in the underside of the channel and the CSJ. Take the 55C channel and repeat this process, attaching it to the bottom of the sheets using the snap type method. Next, we'll take the 79A channel and place it so its long side is inside the bottom channel, as shown. Use 3 of the 10mm self-tapping screws to secure this channel. Move to the other side and use 3 more of the 10mm self-tapping screws to secure the channel. Now use 5 more of the 10mm self-tapping screws along the channel. Finally, put 2 more of the 10mm self-tapping screws in the underside of the channel and the CSJ. This completes our front panel assembly. Let's attach the doors. Lay out the front panel so you have access to the door hinge holes. Place the right door panel over the front panel so the hinge is aligned with these holes. Use the 3mm drill bit to clear out the hinge holes at the top. Fasten the door using 3 of the pop rivets. Repeat this process for the bottom hinge, clearing out the holes, then fastening with 3 more pop rivets. Place the left door panel over the front panel so the hinge is aligned with the holes. Use the 3mm drill bit to clear out the hinge holes at the top. Fasten the door using 3 of the pop rivets. Repeat this process for the bottom hinge, clearing out the holes, then fastening with 3 more pop rivets. Our doors are now attached. Stand up the rear panel or get a friend to hold it for you. We'll start by attaching the left panel. Slide the top and bottom channels of the side panel into the notches of the rear panel channels. Once the pre-punched holes are aligned, fasten using 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Repeat the process for the right side panel now, making sure that the holes align in the sheeting. Once aligned, fasten the sheets together using 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Now we'll attach the front panel. We recommend you get a friend to help you hold it. Align the front panel with the left panel, slotting the channels together and making sure that the holes line up. Once aligned, fasten the 2 panels together using 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Repeat the process for the right side, aligning the panels, then fastening with 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Take the roof panel with the ridge beam attached to it and lift it onto the shed. Get a friend to help you place it onto the shed, and make sure that the lips are on the outside of the side walls. Align the ridge beam with the holes in the peak brace. Fasten the ridge beam to the peak brace by using a 10mm self-tapping screw at either end. Use one 10mm self-tapping screw to hold the lip to the side wall. Don't fasten all the holes, as we'll want them loose to get the next roof panel in. Repeat for the other side, using one of the 10mm self-tapping screws to hold the lip to the side wall. Place the remaining roof panel onto the top of the shed, sliding it so that the lips are on the outside. Pull the edge of the roof panel and slide it into the ridge beam. You may need to wiggle the roof panel to get it all the way in. Fasten the ridge beam to the roof panel using 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Drill out the hole in the peak brace and ridge beam, then fasten with one 10mm self-tapping screw. Repeat for the other end of the ridge beam, drill out and secure with one 10mm self-tapping screw. Fasten the roof sheets together using 6 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Align the corner hole in the roof with the hole in the channel, then fasten with one 10mm self-tapping screw. Repeat this step for the other corners, and so it means you'll secure with 3 more 10mm self-tapping screws. Finish securing the roof panel with 6 more of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Finish securing the roof with 6 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Finish securing the lips to the side panel using 10 10mm self-tapping screws. Take the gable cap and fold as shown. Hook the gable cap under the 2 roof panel lips and place over the ridge beam. Drill out the holes in the cap and then fasten using 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Attach the remaining gable cap to the other side. Drill out through the holes in the gable cap and then fasten with 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. We'll attach the pad bolt hasps now. Place the hasp over the pad bolt shaft and drill out a hole. Secure the hasp with 1 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Drill out the remaining hole and secure with another 10mm self-tapping screw. Do this again for the exterior pad bolt. Place the hasp over the pad bolt shaft. Drill out both holes and secure with 2 10mm self-tapping screws. Firstly, position the shed onto the slab, making sure the walls are squared up and it's centered. Take your angle brackets and lay them out in the positions as shown. spacing them equally along each wall. Using these brackets as a template, go around and carefully mark where the holes are on the slab and on the wall. Drill 3mm pilot holes in the wall centered on these marks. Now switch out to the 10mm drill bit and drill through these pilot holes. Next, take your hammer drill and insert the 10mm masonry drill bit. Drill down through the marks we made earlier. Be sure to go down deep enough for the height of the dynabolt. From the outside of the shed, take the 10mm bolt and poke it inside. You may need a friend to hold it there. Align the angle bracket with the bolt and then tighten the nut by hand. Tighten it further using the shifting spanner. Put the dynabolt through the bracket and into the hole in the slab. Tighten this nut on the dynabolt with the shifting spanner. Now that this has been done at all positions, the structure is anchored. Now the shed is complete, any leftover holes can be finished off with a screw.